CEO and founder Paul Prager rejoins us now exclusively to talk about his company and what appears to still be an insatiable appetite for electricity around AI. Paul, welcome back. Glad to have you on. Is there any indication that companies that need the computing power, the Googles, the Metas, the Microsofts of the world, any indication that they are dialing back on anything?
Not to my knowledge. Listen,
well, you would know, considering Google's one of your clients. Like, you're a client of Google.
I mean, but I have to be humble. I think the answer is GPUs are critical, but the real constraint now in the space is scalable power infrastructure. We've been saying it for a while. It's simply very difficult to secure hundreds of megawatts of power with surefire delivery certainty. And that's why the market is favoring those folks that have that infrastructure capability and a management team that can execute.
Is there anything that the market is missing here? Is it not the demand for energy? Maybe is it the ability to cool the data centers, the ability to provide water, the labor to provide the concrete or the wiring? Is there any part of this story that we're not dialed enough in on?
Energy infrastructure is all, and you need a management team that can execute. You've got a lot of folks in the space that are talking about data centers and their ability to go out and contract. But at the end of the day, you need to understand energy, okay? And once you understand energy, you need a management team that could go out there, procure, contract, and build to a schedule, to a specification, and to a budget. That is what Terawulf does.
So Paul, we've been having this debate about the memory stocks. Have you become like a memory stock expert? Didn't you used to do Bitcoin?
So we started out as a Bitcoin miner, but really that's not what we were. We were an energy infrastructure company for 25 years.
Wow.
As the markets evolved in power, we looked to Bitcoin because it was a very flexible load. It still is a very flexible load. But to be honest with you, I hated the business. I think Bitcoin is great, but I like long-term, contracted, predictable revenue. And that is the business that we were in. We're in a business where we built power plants with long-term off-takers that were high-quality investment credits, long-term fuel supply agreements. We'd build it and we'd finance it efficiently. Now that is exactly what we are doing in the data center business. We have long-term investment-grade off-takers. Mm-hmm. We provide long-term power supply contracts. We capture a spread. We operate it to the death. We finance it very efficiently, and we sleep at night.
I love the way you're saying this, that from an operator, you'd much rather have this, have AI as your client than have Bitcoin just by nature of it. What if all the data centers go to space, though?
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it's great, but we're a long ways away. We are a long ways away. Please appreciate that the data centers that we're building today are still highly complicated, highly sensitive, highly curated by the end user customer. I think the notion of going into space with all those variables, it's exciting. I wouldn't want to bet against the guys that are talking about it, but it's not what I do. I like to stay here on Earth. I like the data centers that we have in the United States. We just announced a new gigawatt data center in Kentucky. We're very excited about that, and we see robust demand for that.
What did everybody miss, Paul? Because people were abandoning nuclear power plants. They were abandoning some older natural gas facilities. In fact, you yourself bought one of those. You bought Lake Mariner. Somebody really screwed up the ability, and I'm not saying I didn't see it coming either, by the way, the ability to see out and say, what kind of power demand will there be? To the point where people abandoned gigawatts of electricity, like, let it go, we don't need it. Now we not only need it, but we need it to the point we're willing to pay up for it. What was missed? What did really smart people get wrong?
I don't know if they got it wrong. I think they were hopeful. I think there was a lot of emphasis not too long ago about sustainable power and what it could achieve. But at the end of the day, what made the United States great post-World War II is a thing called baseload power. And it's a very simple thing to understand. It means you turn that switch on and the lights come on. baseload power requires tension in your transmission. It requires a continuous source of generation supply. The United States once had that, an abundance of that. We lost that. And we gave away a lot of time in terms of when we started.